1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Let's go into the night with Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Some drink to remember, some drink to forget. I mean, think about it. Have you ever just really gotten after it with the bottle with the intent to forget about it? I have. I can think of two examples in my life. A lot. Many moons ago. But, yeah, I talk about that often. Bono just did that. You know, U2, it's almost like a lounge act. They rewrote some lyrics to some of their classic songs. And I've always envisioned being able to do that. A few examples. Hotel California, some dance to remember, some dance to forget. It was Don Felder who wrote Hotel California. A lot of people believe that Don Felder left the Eagles because he wasn't able to sing that song. It was Don Henley. But if you were to do it all over again, wouldn't it sound better by saying some drink to remember, some drink to forget? I think so. I absolutely do. And every day I pull into Bartram Springs. And for those who live in those parts, you come barreling down the entrance and you look at that clubhouse, it looks exactly like the Eagles' Hotel California album, which is the entire LP is one of, 40 or 50 albums that I have in my bar, in my house. What an unbelievable Monday night in Duval. Thank you to Miller Electric. Again, one of the top companies here, year in, year out, for providing the tickets, and just a ton of 1010XL 92.5 FM listeners. Really enjoyed it. Out there, ran into the Mangler, Greg Huntington. It was a star-studded event. It was. And again, Don Felder, REO Speedwagon, and, of course, Styx. And just a lot of fun. No doubt about that. Okay, so what does that do? That provides for us tonight for me to basically go through a Monday type of show. You know, I did take the last night off because of the concert, but I still went to the Jaguars OTA on Monday, and I thought it was a very good day, very balanced day. We're going to get through that thoroughly here over the next couple of hours. But before we get to the Jags, there's a couple of other songs, and if you want to dive on changing lyrics to a song, if there's one that you've always thought it should be changed, I'd love to hear from you on it. Bob Dylan wrote All on the Watchtower. Of course, Jimi Hendrix really took it to the next level, but I always hear that part of the song where he says, plow me and dig my earth. And then I thought next was, and smokes my herb. It's not. And I think that would have been a perfect fit for Bob Dylan, but he elected not to go that way. The other one is Like a Rock by Bob Seger. Sometimes late at night, when I am soaked by the firelight, no. It should be sometimes late at night when I'm baked in the firelight, right? I mean, come on, Bob Seger. It was right there for you. It would have been the perfect wording to an incredible song. And what was it? Ford Forever? They're like, oh, I got a rocket. You could just have it, A bunch of guys getting stoned, looking at the firelight, Great American Car, Great American Truck. So if you got one, let us know. 641-1010. That is what we're going to do here tonight as we get things rolling right here on a Tuesday edition. First things first. Guess who's back? Dawuane Smoot just signed a 1 year, I believe it's a 1 year contract, but the Jaguars have made some transactions. They bring back Dawuane Smoot, who last year played 11 games in Buffalo, did spend time on the injured reserve with a wrist, had a sack and a half, but he comes back here to Jacksonville where he's had 23 and a half sacks in his career. The return of Dawuane Smoot.
What up, y'all? It's Dawuane Smoot. I'm back. Smoot Gang is back. What up, Jags fans? Let's get it. Hey, get a Duval on 1, 2, 3. Duval! Let's go, man.
All right, thank you to Jaguars.com for that. So there you go. Emmanuel Ogbah. Yesterday, one of the major points of emphasis was Josh Hines-Allen talking about playing heavy a year ago at 285. That was a defensive philosophy for Ryan Nielsen. There's been noticeable weight loss with a lot of Jacksonville Jaguar players. Now, Hines-Allen would not specify what his weight is going to be or what his goal is to have as far as his weight. He wouldn't give you the number, just like I asked Travis Hunter after his first practice what his ideal playing weight is, and does he foresee a problem being able to keep that on during this Florida heat. And, you know, the superstar rookie looked right at me and said, I'll play at whatever weight coach wants me to play at. And I was like, man, this kid absolutely gets it. I mean, what a phenomenal answer by a 21-year-old. And, I mean, you talk about team. You talk about responding with a perfect answer. You know, Josh Hines-Allen played heavy a year ago. We've seen a lot of guys talk, or it's, again, noticeable. Devin Lloyd certainly comes to mind that they were too heavy. And Liam Cohen last week, you know, as I paraphrase here, said we want to get them back down to their ideal playing weight. And the way he specified it was they were playing their best football earlier in their careers at that particular weight. So it's going to be different for everyone. The only guy on the defense who looks like he's added weight is Mason Smith. And I'm trying to figure that part out. I know Mason's been interviewed. He talked about, you know, the ability to be more free in this defensive scheme and the way it's going to be here with Anthony Campanelli. But I haven't heard any back and forth yet about his weight gain. It looks to me like he's added some weight. And, you know, that could be a good thing inside. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying he showed up out of shape, right? I'm not saying that he showed up and he wasn't supposed to be at that weight. I just, right here today on this Tuesday, I don't know the answer to that particular question. We'll get that, absolutely, in the very near future. All right, you're going to hear from Brenton Strange coming up. Brenton Strange has had a really good camp. He's made arguably one of the best catches during OTAs. I guess that was last week on the sideline with good coverage. He was just able to get up, get both hands on the ball, come down, touch both toes before the sideline, and it was a big-time reception by Brenton Strange. Yesterday he had a good day, including in red zone offense, where he was able to get open and scored a touchdown. That was probably the most impressive aspect of yesterday's OTA. And Liam Cohen went on to say that it was a very balanced day, both offensively and defensively, right? But the offense in red zone work was really, really good. Trevor Lawrence had his best practice yet, and he was absolutely accurate. He was on. There were a couple of times I do believe he would have been sacked, okay, meaning that coverage was good in this situation. But it was a highlighted day for the superstars. It was a highlighted day for Brian Thomas Jr., who had several catches, including a couple in the end zone. Diami Brown, in my opinion, continues to be probably the best player so far in camp. He looks that good, okay? Travis Hunter, no doubt about it, had his best practice yesterday. And, we haven't had an opportunity to see him on defense. I know it's viral as well. I really appreciate the Jaguars and their PR staff putting out the interception that he had. And if you haven't had an opportunity to see this yet, my goodness, are you missing out? I mean, there's only a few people on this planet who can make the type of play that Travis Hunter did defensively. And the Jags have, sent out a couple of different things. They have him covering Brian Thomas Jr. as well. I think that came out maybe over the weekend or perhaps on Monday. I'm not sure, but we have seen some video now. We've seen some highlights and some clips from Travis Hunter on the defensive side of the football. We haven't seen him work yet when there's been media accessibility, and I wonder if that's the case on Thursday. That is when the next OTA will actually happen. That'll be OTA number 8. I want to say he worked a week ago Wednesday defensively. So we may not get that look. And you know what? Is that by design? Maybe. Do I blame them? No. Oh, from what I understand, by the way, on Thursday, practice open to you. Just go to Jaguars.com to get all of the information. But at the Miller Electric Center, it's an early practice. They'll kick things off at 8:50 a.m. on Thursday morning, and it'll run to around 11 o'clock. But again, I don't have the details on how to get tickets. My advice to you, though, would be go to Jaguars.com and get all that information. And if you haven't been to the Miller Electric Center yet, you're in for a treat because you're in shade. I mean, it's the best facility in the NFL. That's what really kind of bums me out, that apparently they're going to practice with Miami on the road. I get it. 2 of the 3 games are on the road during the preseason. But when you have the best facility in the National Football League, you would love to have the practices here. And they're so valuable, working out against another team. I think they're more valuable practicing those couple of days than they actually are, playing the game. Just my particular thought there. But, yeah, make sure you go to Jaguars.com to check that out. Red Zone, I mean, there's a long list. There's no shortage of what needs to be fixed. There's no shortage of what must improve, right? And it all begins with that offensive line. And then you get to Trevor Lawrence. Those are absolutely the 2 most prominent areas that if you can't fix it, you're screwed, because there's so many links to it, including, are you able to run the football? Is Trevor able to stay healthy? Is Trevor able to get the ball to these incredibly talented and electrifying, fast skill position guys, right? They were only 58% last year in the red zone. For those of you who forget, what Liam Cohen did with Baker Mayfield last year in Tampa Bay, they were number 1 in the red zone. Baker Mayfield was the number 1 ranked red zone quarterback in 2024. It wasn't Mahomes. It wasn't Allen. It wasn't Hurts. It wasn't Burrow. Wasn't any of them. No, it was Baker Mayfield. And that is what you're getting more and more and more and more of, trying to understand what Liam Cohen is bringing here offensively to this football team. Let's go to number 2 yesterday, Dylan. I want you to get an understanding of the day that Trevor Lawrence had, particularly in the red zone. Here's what Liam Cohen said Monday after OTA session number 7.
He's actually done a really nice job in the red zone, really looking back to the first time that we did it, last Friday when we did it. I think he made some quick decisions. Everything is sped up in the red area. When the timing, the rhythm, the space, it's all tighter, it's all sped up. I thought he's done a nice job with his footwork in the red zone, understanding that concept. And ultimately, good teams in the red zone are able to run the football into the end zone. And it's hard to do that in this setting. So a lot of it is kind of geared towards practicing the pass game, the timing, the rhythm, the protections, understanding when zero blitz is coming versus drop 8. So those are the things we're getting work at, and I think he's done a nice job of executing in that area so far.
He's looked better. In the 3 sessions that we've had the availability to be out at the Miller Electric Center. A couple of Mondays ago, it was not a good day 1 for Trevor Lawrence. He made a lot of mistakes. He threw some interceptions. But as we have discussed, it had been 3.5 months since he had thrown the football after surgery to his non-throwing shoulder. He looked better in our second opportunity to see him. Yesterday was his best work to date. And I thought, you just watch 11 on 11 and see what he is doing with these talented wide receivers. Again, huge days. Travis Hunter probably had 5 receptions yesterday. Diami Brown probably had 5 or 6 receptions yesterday. Brian Thomas Jr. probably had 5 receptions yesterday, including a couple of red zone touchdowns. So it was very encouraging. And also after practice, Liam Cohen talked about the rookie class that is putting in the extra work. Well, yesterday, those 3 wide receivers, Parker Washington and Trevor, got in extra work after practice as well. So, you love that. You love the want to about getting better. And, I feel I do. I feel that you should be more encouraged about what you saw or what you heard from those who were there about the performance offensively yesterday. And that certainly does include Trevor Lawrence. All right, we got a lot to do here over the next couple of hours. Really fired up about tonight's show. You're going to hear from Liam Cohen on Hunter and what he's done so far defensively, putting to rest the Travis Etienne rumors. We'll hear from Liam Cohen on that. Just his overall thought about becoming a complete coach, a question I asked him after he said it was the best day for balance. Again, this is an offensive-minded guy. He's wired to look at things offensively, and every time there's a play, I'm sure the way that his brain is acting, it's offense, 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 offense. Well, how do you put the entire thing into it now, where you also have to look at what's going on defensively? So you're going to hear about that as well. Plus my conversation coming up with third-year tight end Brenton Strange, who I had an opportunity to talk to after the OTA on Monday as well. All right, let's get things started with the good folks from Shmunez Vision. Appreciate them. And, a lot of the offense was working way down on the second field yesterday. It's a good thing I have 20/20 vision. I actually visited Shmunez Vision a week ago. And my eyes have remained the same, which is incredible because the older we get, our eyes certainly do get weaker. But if you're experiencing problems with your eyesight, make an appointment right now with Shmunez Vision. You also may be dealing with pollen or allergies or whatever it may be. Your eyes are itchy. They're red. Don't scratch them, right? Make an appointment. He found out something this past week, gave me a remedy for it. I didn't even know that I was, had an allergic reaction. And he said it was about 10%. But he gave me the way to clean that out. And I've done it now for a week, and things feel better than they were. So that's the type of effort, that's the type of responsibility you're going to get when you visit the good folks over at Shmunez Vision. Check them out online. Go to Shmunez Vision. You can also go to Instagram, get all the testimonials as well at Shmunez Vision. All right, when we come back, we'll check in with our buddy Dylan Denmark. We got much more coming from Liam Cohen, and we're going to hear from Jaguars tight end Brenton Strange, all on a Tuesday edition of Into the Night.
Hey, what's happening? This is Hall of Famer Brian Dawkins.
Intercepted. Brian Dawkins, the greatest free safety in the game.
You are listening to 1010 XL.
Lucas Tree Service is a certified arborist and a local family-owned business with over 45 years of experience. They specialize in tree removal, trimming, and stump grinding for both residential and commercial properties. Get prepared for storm season and receive top-notch customer service from Lucas Tree Service, 904-241-3533. Online at lucastreeservice.com.
Ballou here for Smootez Vision. Why Smootez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smootez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smootez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smootez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmootezVision.com today. care you can see.
And welcome back to another episode of Potty Talk with our current champion. So what's your secret to your perfect plumbing proficiency?
It's simple, really. Roland Reach Plumbing is always the right answer.
Roland Reach Plumbing, 260-7059.
I've been having knee problems for probably 6 months, and my knee was getting worse, and I had heard about Southeast Orthopedics on the radio, and I gave them a call. They got me right in. Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. It was painless, and it's been doing fantastic. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Hi folks, it's Frank Strange. You look, when it comes to glass needs around the home, there's one name I trust, Lee & Kate's Glass. Those beautiful custom glass shower enclosures, maybe a new mirror, a glass tabletop. They can even replace your foggy or cracked glass without having to replace the whole window. Lee & Kate's is local. They're family owned. They've been a part of our community since 1926. Boy, they've taken care of me, including our brand new offices at Walk Off Charities. They did a great job. I promise they'll do the same for you. Visit leeandkatesglass.com.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold's recently hit an all-time high at over $3,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Jacksonville's building a playoff team in team.
All right, we're going to play to win.
Follow 1010XL's coverage of organized team activities. Backed by Heroes Lawn Care and Hurricane Grill and Wings. Tune up the off-season with AA Automotive and 1010XL.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. You've heard us talk about it. Window World, the #1 window replacement company in the USA. Selling over 1 million windows each year for the past 8 years.
That's a lot of satisfied customers, and why J.D. Powers has awarded Window World Best in Customer Satisfaction 3 out of 4 years.
Window World stands behind their slogan, simply the best for less. With Window World, you get top quality windows at a price that leaves more of your money in your bank account, and you get the absolute best guarantee there is in the window replacement industry. When compared to our competition, there is none. See for yourself. Call the competition. Get quotes from them. But before you buy, get Window World's free estimate and compare the quality of the windows and the price.
You'll see.
And when your new Window World windows are installed and they're saving you money on your energy bills, if anything goes wrong with those windows, Window World and I will be there to make it right. That's my guarantee.
Call Window World today. Start saving money on your new windows and your energy bills, and take vacation with your savings. Window World, online at windowworldneflorida.com.
Window World, simply the best for less. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors and siding.
Mike Dempsey, and now's the time to get your roof hurricane ready with Apex Roofing and Contracting of Jacks Beach. Look, our rainy season is no joke, and if your roof's got damage, leaks, or it's just plain worn out, don't wait. Apex is local, dependable, and will show up on time using only premium materials with ironclad warranties. No shortcuts, no stress, just quality work you can trust. Skip the storm season scramble. Reach for the peak with Apex Roofing and Contracting in Jacks Beach, or visit apexroofingfl.com.
Jacksonville, you know a good defense wins games, and a good fence protects your home. Frank Frangie here. Coil Fencing has been around the block since 1927. Literally, they've probably fenced it too. From tough chain link to sleek aluminum fences your HOA will love, Coil is the name to trust. Nearly a century strong and still standing tall. Call Coil today. You can trust them. Call 904-356-4821 or visit coiljacks.com. That's COYLE Jacks.com.
Need the right tools for the job without the full-time price tag? Tucker Equipment Rentals in Neptune Beach is what you need when you need it. From heavy machinery for commercial projects to weekend projects at the house, we've got you covered. We've been serving Jacks for 50 years. Visit Tucker Equipment Rentals in Neptune Beach, just behind Aqua East Surf Shop, or call today. We also have event rentals too. Tucker Equipment Rentals. Tools you need without the price tag of purchasing.
If your ride is making strange noises, don't wait and make it work. Come to Action Transmission on Merrill Road. My expert technicians can diagnose the problem and likely fix it fast. Experience the difference at Action Transmission on Merrill Road.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
One thing I appreciate about this song with REO Speedwagon is it's not too often where you get an organ solo. Talk about guitar solos all the time, right? But they gave you this. This is actually the Kevin Cronin Band last night. 3 original members from REO Speedwagon. But they ended with this, and it was a great night out at Daly's Place. All right, tonight's show brought to you by the good folks over at the Alexander Law Practice. Let me tell you about Rick Alexander, okay? Guy has been a former prosecutor. He's been representing those injured in car crashes since 1998. And what is so sad about this, and I want to tell you, in the 4 off-season practices that I have gone to see with the Jaguars, twice on 95 heading down there, there's been accidents. And there's been huge delays. There's a lot of knuckleheads on the road. There's also a lot of selfish driving on the road where people are on their cell phones and accidents are happening more and more. And frankly, they should be avoided, but they're not. And they just keep happening. So if someone was a careless driver and you have been personally injured because of that, you need to set yourself up with the good folks over at Alexander Law Practice. Rick Alexander's been AV rated since 2004 by Martindale-Hubbell. That's the gold standard for any lawyer. It's the peer review ratings. Less than 10% of lawyers actually do have this accomplishment. So again, if you need the individualized attention, if you want an immediate callback, which is very important, just go to the best around. That is Alexander Law Practice. Dylan Denmark is here. How are you, young man?
I'm excellent. I think we have another example of how Travis Hunter is a lightning rod.
Yeah.
That defensive clip of him getting that interception on Instagram and Twitter alone, it's already gotten 6 million views combined.
Unbelievable.
And they just got posted not even 3 hours ago. I mean, if you compare just that one clip compared to everything else they post, it's like night and day. The numbers it gets, it's insane.
I've posted several receptions by Hunter, and maybe I'll get 10, 12,000 hits. I posted the drop, and I think it's about 800,000 views on Instagram, which I never go to. I'm a Twitter guy. I go to Twitter for sports. Every once in a while, I may pop up a picture on Facebook, but I really don't do anything sports related on Instagram, but I did put that photo up there with Travis Hunter. I got some sad news here. Jim Marshall has passed at the age of 87. The historic Jim Marshall, who set the record for most consecutive games played. 282. Can you imagine playing in 282 consecutive games as a defensive lineman? He was part of the Purple People Eaters. Now, Brett Favre went on and broke that record. Purple People Eaters, Alan Page, I know is a Hall of Fame. I don't know about Carl Eller. A very accomplished career. I don't think he made the Hall of Fame. The other guy's Gary Larson. It's a pretty good trivia question for those who are, wondering about the Purple People Eaters. But if you used to watch NFL films, too, the historic play by Jim Marshall when he picks up the ball and runs the wrong way, instead of scoring a touchdown, he ran the other way and ended up being a safety. So, again, historically speaking, that is one of the arguably top 10 plays in the history of the NFL. Great life, though. 87 years for Jim Marshall. I have to look that up and see if he's in the Hall of Fame. I don't believe he is, although, man, 282 consecutive games. That is about as impressive as anything that you could ask for, especially in the NFL. All right, let's get to Brenton Strange. Had an opportunity to catch up with Brenton Strange right after the Jaguars OTA yesterday. You had a real good day out here. All right, another OTAs in the book. We're here with Brenton Strange, tight end for the Jags. Nice to get out here before the Major heat?
Yeah, it's nice to get out here before the sun when it's nice and cool, but sometimes it's good to go out there and be in the afternoon and see what you're made of, you know?
You had a real good day out here today. I think the offense had a real good day, including, just moments ago, a nice red zone touchdown for you.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's about coming out here each and every day and focusing on one thing and finding one way to get better, I think we've done a good job so far, but it's still it's a long ways to go. We have a lot of details that we can do and still things that we're figuring out, so I'm excited for what this offense can do.
Totally new staff outside of Richard Angulo. How important was that for you that your tight end coach did return?
It was very important. I'm happy that they did it. Rich is a great guy, and he's a great coach as well. He brings the intensity each and every day, and that's something that I appreciate about him is that he brings the energy,
Evan Ingram was such an important part of this football team. He's moved on. What did he perhaps share with you over your first couple of years? And now you taking over that leadership role at the tight end position.
I think the most important thing that he taught to me was just be myself. I don't gotta be nobody else. I just come out here and I be me, So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play my game. I'm not gonna try to be anybody else. I'm not gonna try to do too much, So I'm gonna come out here and play my game every day and help this team win games.
As you guys begin to install this brand new offense, your early thoughts on what you've been able to see so far?
It's been good. Like you said, we're doing some good things out there right now, but I know that we have so much untapped potential that we have on this offense, and we're only going to keep getting better as we rep the plays. So I'm excited for it, and I know we're going to do great things.
Over the last couple of days, Eric Armstead said that he expects you to be a top 5 tight end this year in the NFL. Not sure if you're aware of that as of yet, but what does that mean to hear a player, a veteran like that, say something, that is that positive?
That's most important to me. It's not from the media. It's not from anybody else. It's the expectations of my teammates and what they know that I can do and the respect that I've gotten from them. So I'm happy that he says that. I believe in myself as well. I know I'm capable. And like I said, I'm just excited for the season, man. I'm not going to come out here and try to be anybody else. I'm going to come out here and be me. That's all I'm going to do. It's got me to this point, and I'm going to keep doing that.
So much speed on this team now, and so many opportunities with playmakers. But when you see Diami Brown come over, and then you see the rookies like Tootin and you see obviously Travis Hunter. What's it like to be surrounded by these guys who can just fly?
It only makes you want to play better, because not only can they just fly, they're incredible football players. So that's what's most exciting for me, is it makes me want to raise my level, raise my game even more, come out here and work harder. So that's the most cool thing to me.
Yeah. Last one for you, Brenton. Unbelievable opportunity. Do you have individual goals? Do you have anything that you want to accomplish? We understand what you want to do as a team, but what you want to do personally this year?
Yeah, I have individual goals, and my individual goals have never changed. I want to be the best. So that's never changed for me. That was my rookie year. Last year, I want to be the best. That's the standard that I have for myself, because I know I'm capable. So it's just going out there every day and putting one foot in front of the other and putting your best foot out there.
Appreciate it as always, the time. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Brenton Strange, I was yesterday after Jaguars OTA, their 7th overall OTA over at the Miller Electric Center. Really a phenomenal opportunity for this man. As you know, Evan Ingram is gone, and they ate $13.5 million to say goodbye to Evan Ingram, primarily because, he does not block. Something else that you may not be aware of, Liam Cohen, as far as the way that he diagrams his offense, the second most amount of plays run last year in Tampa was a 2 tight end set, about 16% of the time. So, he is going to do that. And they have brought in 3 blocking tight ends, right? Johnny Munn, Hunter Long, Quentin Morris. You look at some of the undrafted free agents that this organization has brought in. Patrick Herbert gets highlighted here and there. He is the younger brother of the quarterback Herbert out in Los Angeles. So again, we're talking about blocking tight ends. There's been rumors about going after Kyle Pitts, and I'm like, why would you go after Kyle Pitts? He's not a good blocking tight end. He struggles in pass protection. He's not good with the run. He's going to cost you a lot of money, right? To eat $13.5 million on Evan Ingram and then go after a Kyle Pitts makes no sense to me. And again, Jacksonville's just been mentioned as a team. I mean, they may have looked at it and laughed at it and said, there's no way it is going to happen. But if all of a sudden you look at this team and you were to say, all right, what are Trevor's options? Well, Thomas Jr.'s one. Hunter, you believe, is two. Diami Brown, who, as I said, has been nothing short of sensational so far. He has been a blast to watch. And then design screen games, which involves Travis Etienne. Tank Bigsby's actually shown improvement with his hands. I still don't think that is going to be what he's asked to do. You know, I think that it's Etienne who's not going to go anywhere. We'll get to that here on the other side of our next break. Cohen talked about that yesterday. And obviously Tootin as a running back. Where does Brenton Strange come in? What option is he? I don't think he's going to be the first or second or third issue that defensive coordinators are going to spell out for their team when you're getting ready to take on Jacksonville. It's we've got to stop Brenton Strange. I don't believe that. Not with all the speed that is a part of this team. So this could really end up being something really good for Brenton Strange. I mean, last year combined, both Lawrence and Jones, if you look at what Mac Jones did, pretty good numbers. 40 receptions on 53 targets, 411 yards. So that's an average of 10.3 a catch and run, and a couple of touchdowns. And, you know, yesterday I was with Joe Cowart and Tom McManus. We were way over on the other side and really got to key in on red zone work. And as I said at the top of the program, it was a great day for Trevor Lawrence and several touchdowns, including a very nice route, pass, and catch to tight end Brenton Strange. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed that, and he's got an opportunity. You know, there's a guy who's improved. Both him and Tank, you know, really improved during their second season. And they both have an opportunity to really improve again this year. You know, if I was a betting man, I would say that Tank's going to get the most of the carries for the Jaguars this season. And, you know, what is the number for Brenton Strange? 40 receptions. Can this man catch 65 balls? Can he catch 70 balls in one season? And again, if he's averaging more than 10 yards a reception, you're talking about 650, 700 plus yards for a tight end. That is a pretty good deal. All right. Let's get to Etienne here on the other side of the break. Again, if you want to join us, best way to do it, text line 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Let's welcome those watching us on YouTube. Just go to 1010XL and into the night. And again, tonight's program brought to you by the good folks at Alexander Law Practice. For all of the details, and remember, it's always free. Okay, it's a free review, free consultation. Just go to alexanderlawpractice.com.
1010XL.
When I met you in the summer.
Jacksonville's summer station.
When I met you in the summer.
Where summer memories come alive.
Right now, they're on their way to disrupt your life, make you uncomfortable, and rob you. Don't bother calling the police. They can't help. That's right. Summer heat and humidity are about to attack North Florida again. You know what to do. Call Mike Merritt. Mike Merritt's Heating and Air has a license to chill. When heat and humidity are attacking you, Mike Merritt provides a comfortable chill at a bargain price. Mike has been keeping North Florida comfortable for 30 years. Mike Merritt technicians are never paid commissions, meaning you'll never be pressured to buy something you don't need. And Mike Merritt knows cooling issues can arise anytime. They don't just happen during business hours. So Mike Merritt never charges overtime fees. When you need us, we're here for you. Remember, in the fight against heat and humidity, Mike Merritt has a license to chill. Visit merrittair.com. Florida license number CACO 50384.
I'm Chris Campione. Veterans have given so much in the service of our country, but when it comes to legal challenges, you shouldn't have to fight alone. At Campione Law, we're here to help veterans like you get the support and compensation you deserve. Whether it's a workplace injury, a personal injury claim, or navigating a veteran's disability claim, we'll stand by your side every step of the way. Your service to our country matters. Let us serve you with the dedication and respect you deserve. Call Campione Law for a free consultation today. Campione Law, fighting for veterans, fighting for justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Campione Law. Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
E.T. here, and Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find Scratch Kitchen that always comes in the clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar. Hit a home run for happy hour and ask your Twin Peaks girl about local specials on drafts, cocktail shots, and more. Come on, somebody.
Hey, Jacksonville, it's Dan Hicken with a game changer. I've tested the field, and Checkmate Coatings is my new go-to for durable, jaw-dropping floor coatings. Better play, better results.
I'm Brendan with Checkmate Coatings. We coat it all: garages, pool decks, driveways, and patios. Be the envy of your neighbors.
Slam dunk your floors at CheckmateCoatings.com. Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
The coolers are full at your local Gate gas station, making it easy for you to cruise in and cruise out with little downtime. Ice cold Coronas, Natty Lights, Stella Artois, and Michelob Ultra. Don't forget the king of beers, Cold Buds. Gates got them in the cooler, waiting for you.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On June 3rd, 2012, Tiger Woods claims his 73rd PGA Tour victory at the Memorial Tournament, equaling Jack Nicklaus' record.
Maxed out on credit card, struggling with high interest debt? You could pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Prosser here. Get cash out now without touching your low-rate first mortgage. No appraisals, no waiting, no BS. The Rapid Equity Loan Program at Loan Pronto is amazing. One Loan Pronto client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. They paid off debt, renovated their kitchen, and cut their monthly expenses by $1,800. That's a huge turnaround. Instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull up front. That's Loan Pronto. Listen, your home equity is yours. Use it. Get cash to consolidate your debt down to one easy, low monthly payment. Call Loan Pronto now for a free instant appraisal for your home and see how much cash you can get today. Loan Pronto is an A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and have nearly 2,500 5-star Google reviews. Call now and start the conversation. Go to loanpronto.com or call 999-1508. That's loanpronto.com.
Summer's here, and you can now get almost anything you need for your sunny days delivered with Uber Eats. What do we mean by almost? Well, you can't get a well-groomed lawn delivered, but you can get a chicken parmesan delivered. A cabana? That's a no. But a banana? That's a yes. A nice tan? Sorry, nope. But a box fan? Happily, yes. A day of sunshine? No. A box of fine wines? Yes. Uber Eats can definitely get you that. Get almost anything delivered with Uber Eats. Order now. Alcohol in select markets. Product availability may vary by region. See app for details.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
Tired of changing out bad sod year after year? Get it done right with Roundtree Sod. Big or small, they have it, and always supplied farm fresh. For a lush, legendary green lawn, call 7414-SOD for a free estimate. 7414-SOD.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Game 1, Stanley Cup Finals, coming up tomorrow night. This lull is no good. I mean, once you have it going on, you want more hockey. Edmonton, a small favorite. You know, we know it's so hard to repeat, and that is exactly what Florida is trying to do. But it will be Edmonton with the home ice. Game 1 tomorrow night, TNT. TNT said goodbye to the NBA after 36 years. You see Thibodeau got fired today by the New York Knicks?
Ridiculous.
The hell are they doing? Was George Steinbrenner running that organization?
Seemed like it.
I mean, how do you fire this guy? He took him to the Eastern Conference Finals.
2 games away from the finals. And they traded a lot of pieces, and it worked out, seemed like, to get Karl Anthony Towns. And I don't know. Those are the city of New York, specifically the Knicks and Yankees. It's either title or bust, it feels like.
Pretty bizarre now. Thibodeau's been I want to say a head coach for at least 3 stops in his career. We'll see if he ends up getting another gig. Those watching us on YouTube, go to 1010XL Into the Night. It includes Jamie Crook, who says, it's 11:30 p.m. here in Scotland, but the Smoot news has me psyched. However, does this reflect a little on where McLeod is at this stage, or am I looking into it too much? You know, I've watched Jalen McLeod, and he's an undersized outside linebacker rush end. He actually weighs less than Yasir Abdullah. And Abdullah, to me, looks like an old Jaguar who was very undersized. If you remember Larry Hart, who came out of Michigan. They haven't really been able to get anything out of Abdullah so far in his career. I would label this as a project for Jalen McLeod. He's a 6th-round pick. He played most of his career at Appalachian State. He went over to Auburn, where he did several things, both, and was a well-rounded outside linebacker and rush end who had some sacks, did a decent job against the run. But this is a 6th-round undersized guy. So I would not expect anything out of him as far as production this year. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't even expect him to be on the 53, not the 53-man roster, yes, but to be a game day scratch or maybe a practice squad guy. Not saying that he cannot develop here. He's actually listed as an outside linebacker, not even as a rush end. The only true defensive ends on the Jaguars roster, believe it or not, if you look at it, is Hines, Allen, and Walker. Okay, Miles Cole as well. Even the addition of Emmanuel Ogbah, he is listed as a defensive lineman. So the Jaguars do that with several guys that they look at as kind of tweeners. I mean, defensive tackles, you have Armstead in there, you have Lacey, you have Smith, and you have Jefferson. But defensive linemen, Mostert, Strigo, B.J. Green II, who, I watched a lot of Colorado football. I did, admittedly. I mean, why wouldn't you? They were on late. It was Dion. It was his son. It was Hunter. I watched Colorado play a ton of ball. This kid Green was another one of those transfer kids. Don't remember where he played earlier in his career, but he went over to Colorado and did a couple of good things. Got a decent-looking body. He's probably 6'2", 270, 275. But again, he's listed as a defensive lineman. So is an Ethan Downs and Kevin Kevy Rose. And again, we don't know James Carpenter on that list as well. We don't know if these guys are going to make, making the team is a long shot for most of them, but certainly an opportunity to get on the practice squad. So the expectations for a lot of these rookies are there. There's no doubt, but I wouldn't include Jalen McLeod on that list for rookie production. All right, let's get to Travis Etienne. There's been a lot of nonsense that's been out there, and it feels like for you, Jaguar fans, there's no in between. You're either cut bait, move him, or hell no. Let him play out his career. He can be a big part of the screen game under Liam Cohen. The Jaguars coach, Liam Cohen, yesterday was asked What's going on with Travis Etienne?
Every day, everything we've asked him to do, he's done at a good click for us. I mean, the ability in the screen game to hand him jet sweeps, his vision so far in the run game has been good. He's done everything we've asked him to do and more. There's been a consistency. Again, one of those things where, he can shine in ways in space. It's really hard to see a runner in this setting. Are they going to get the hard, physical, tough yards? Are they going to be able to stick their foot in the ground and get those, physical, violent yards that we're going to need? That's hard to really kind of grade at this moment. He's done a great job. I don't really understand some of the stuff I've kind of seen out there. That's absolutely inaccurate.
There you have it, straight from the coach. Inaccurate. Jeremy Fowler reported that around draft time that other teams and, front office types from other teams said that he was available. There was also a report that was out there saying that the new brass is not high on Etienne. Now, listen, I get it. I don't expect Liam Cohen wants to say, yeah, he's in the doghouse. Yeah, we're trying to get rid of him. I mean, I get it. Okay, but, what you got to ask yourself is this. Are the Jaguars a better team with or without Travis Etienne? To me, it's a no-brainer. They're absolutely a better football team. All right, we just talked about Tank Bigsby, limited with his hands, probably the majority of the carries. Tootin, a ton of what-ifs there. Very productive, incredibly fast out of Virginia Tech, a dual threat who can also catch the football, but has a problem with fumbles. 9 fumbles in his career at Virginia Tech. We watched him put it on the carpet during, the very first OTA. So that's something that they have to consider. I still think when push comes to shove, Etienne's a big part of this. This screen game is very important for Liam Cohen. And obviously Trevor Lawrence and the relationship he has with Etienne now, year 7? Year 8? 3 in college and going into year 5 in the NFL. Yeah. Now, if it doesn't work and, Jacksonville struggles, is he a trade candidate if a back gets hurt around the league? Yeah. So, I still think there's a chance that he could get moved, but you're not going to get compensation. Just play out the contract. And what are you going to get for Travis Etienne? Seriously. What's best case scenario? Is it a 7th-round pick?
Probably a 6th.
Maybe. Maybe. And right now, do you need a 6th-round pick with what you have next year? Or does Travis Etienne help you win football games this year? We know this is it. We know they're not going to re-sign a running back who's been injured while he's been here. We know that running backs are expendable, and you can find running backs. But you also have to look at it this way. This is a contract year for Travis Etienne. Every opportunity he gets, every time he touches the ball, not to say he hasn't always given effort, but I think it is a little bit different when you know you're playing for your future contract, whether it's here or somewhere else. I'm gonna keep Etienne. That's where I'm going with this. And I felt this all along. Okay. Now, I'm very excited to see Tootin. Not going to lie to you. Thrilled to see what he can do. But right now, I'm keeping Etienne on the team. Tell me what you think. 641-1010. That is the best way to get on in our text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. You can also get us on YouTube. Just go to 1010XL into the night, and you can grab me on Twitter or X. That's Ballou 1010XL.
1010XL gives you the most Jaguars in NFL.
It's all a bit much.
The most Gators in college football.
Forgive me if I take a moment to process it.
Get maximum football on 1010XL.
Say goodbye to glasses and contacts with customized vision treatments at Bowden & Associates. Hey, Hicken here. Dr. Bowden and his expert team bring you all the latest options like Evo implantable Collamer lenses, refractive lens exchange, or traditional LASIK. Tailored just for you. Imagine waking up to clear vision. No hassle, no fuss. You ready to see the difference? Call now or visit Ballou.com for a free screening. Ballou Associates, keeping the first coast focused.
A chipped windshield can turn into a big problem fast. Lauren Brooks here. Trust Novus Glass of Jacksonville for expert repair and replacement. Call 904-289-2905 for Novus Glass in Orange Park. 904-289-2905.
Okay, here we go with our final lightning round on Potty Talk. Top 3 answers on the board. Ready? Okay. The best way to save money when your faucets or pipes are leaking.
Roland Reese Plumbing?
Something to help you avoid clogged sewers and drains.
Roland Reese Plumbing.
The technical term for that ba-whoosh sound when a toilet flushes correctly.
Roland Reese Plumbing.
Roland Reese Plumbing is always the right answer. Roland Reese Plumbing, 260-7059.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental. With light sedation for cleaning, then deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, 2 locations in Jacksonville.
Mia here for my friends at Closets by Design. It's been a few months since they built my custom closet. Even my family is obsessed. And with Father's Day right around the corner, why not surprise Dad with his own custom garage workspace? Tool storage, workbenches, the whole works. Closets by Design creates custom solutions for every space, lifestyle, and budget. That includes Dad's. Call to schedule your free in-home consultation and receive 40% off plus an additional 15% off. Visit closetsbydesign.com.
Hey, Hicken here, or just call me Dreamfinders Danny. For a limited time to ring in the new year, Dreamfinders Homes is offering an amazing 4.99% fixed interest rate. Now's your chance to lock down that rate and get in the game. You heard me right. It's 4.99 fixed interest rate on select move-in ready homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for sales event information and get in the game. Interest rate available on select move-in ready homes. Restrictions and limitations apply. Go to dreamfindershomes.com for more details.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family-owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
At Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
Hey, Hicken here, and you know I'm going to talk about skin. Yeah, it's hot outside, folks. The oven is on. Temps are in the 90s, and it's only getting hotter. I love the summer, but my skin doesn't. I do my best with dry-fit shirts, big floppy hats, plenty of water. My secret weapon, though, the screen. Sunscreen. I use it regularly. Maybe you should as well. Look, I've also been seeing docs at Peaches Dermatology for years, and my skin thanks me for it. I'm telling you, it could save your life. Book your appointment today at peachesdermatology.com.
If you're ready to transform your yard with a fence that stands out, elevate your curb appeal with Superior Fence and Rail. Superior takes pride in offering first-class service, friendly installers, and unmatched fence products. Mention this ad and get $250 off your next project. It's time to get off the fence and call today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
You've got a lot on your plate. The last thing you need is car trouble. At Maxie's Mechanics, we help you keep your cars, trucks, and SUVs running safely. Visit MaxieAutoRepair.com today for honest service, reliable repairs, and peace of mind for you and your family.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the night with Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Duval till I die. It's Big Baby Drip. A local artist.
Duval County, get on your feet. For it's a new day, it's a new era. Be proud, be bold, and represent where you're from. You can tell.
We hear you, Big Baby Drip. From what I understand from an impeccable source, the final edited version is still under construction. And once we have that in its entirety, we're going to play it because we're big fans of local artists, and that includes our buddy, the Big Baby Drip. Okay, let's move on to hour number 2. My name is Rick Ballou, Dylan Denmark with you tonight as well up until 8 o'clock. Our good friend Hacker Nation is on a cruise, and he is with extended family, wife and son, and I guess his wife's parents. So there you go. They're on the Caribbean somewhere. So Hack will be back in a couple of days or early next week. We'll have another Jaguars practice coming up on Thursday. I asked yesterday Liam Cohen this question. You know, he came out and said it was the cleanest practice that they had had. It was the most balanced practice that they had had. You know, the offense would make plays, the defense would make plays. The offense, particularly in red zone, really exploded, but it was still good coverage. There's no doubt about that. It was a good day overall. So Liam Cohen has spoken on this before, but I wanted to dive back into it because everything about Liam Cohen is offense, offense, offense. And now all of a sudden, you're responsible for the entire team, which includes defense and does include special teams. So I asked him, you know, how hard is this? And have you been able to grow in this area over the last couple of weeks where you were, you know, primarily when things started to where you are now, kind of leaving behind the offense and instead taking a look at the complete picture?
Last week, you know, it was actually a comical play in the red area in 7-on where De'Ami Brown makes a one-handed catch kind of behind him like this. It seems as if he came down with the play, and I'm kind of going nuts. All of a sudden, Jordan Lewis comes out with the ball and starts running it down this way, and I start running with him. So right in that moment, I'm excited and pumped for the offense, but then had to just innately switch to being excited for the defense. So ultimately, it is a little bit of a challenge at times. I think just naturally, my mind goes a little bit more to the offensive side. If we don't have a good day or if we don't complete a ball, I'm probably going to be a little bit more upset. But still learning, still growing.
That's going to be hard because, you know, and I'm not saying that this is Bill Parcells with Bill Belichick in New York. I'm not saying that this is Mike Ditka with Buddy Ryan in Chicago. I'm not saying that this is Nick Sirianni with Vic Fangio right now in Philadelphia. But wouldn't it be cool to have so much trust in Anthony Campanelli, and Anthony Campanelli gets so good, you hope he doesn't get a head coaching job, but you can obviously oversee everything, but still primarily your thought is offense, offense, offense. He is going to be the play caller. The last thing that I want, and you should be in the same boat, the last thing that you want is to hear after this year or after next year that Liam Cohen is hiring an offensive coordinator who's going to call plays, or promote Grant Udinsky, who is going to call plays. For the very same reason, if you get so good, you're going to get a gig. And I know that that has been something you haven't experienced here in, 20-some-odd years. Since what? Kevin Gilbride, Chris Palmer,
And you can afford to lose Grant Udinsky or any offensive coach now because they're not calling plays. I mean, don't get me wrong. You want to keep the staff in order. But that is something now with Trevor, 3 coaches in 5 years, a totally new offensive system, including, let's face it, they're taking this 4-year veteran and they're breaking him down. Footwork all the way up about making him a much better quarterback. So, I got to believe for him, man, it is so hard to try to figure this out. And, we've seen great offensive coordinators. We've seen great defensive coordinators who don't end up being great head coaches. And, I think that's going to be a big part of this when it's all said and done. Tuesday night, the Blue Crab Crab House. Right now, $2 margaritas, $9 margarita pitchers. That's good until 9 o'clock. Remember, on Wednesday, $1 steamed oysters right off of San Jose, located there on Julington Creek Road. So, some pretty good things there overall involved with this offense. Travis Hunter, just fantastic yesterday. I mean, just flying all over the field. A guy who was such a good athlete, but I mean, he really does fit into that category of someone who loves football. I mean, and it wasn't as hot yesterday as it was in the first couple of OTAs, but this guy's just running all around the field. He's got a smile on his face. He's never taken any time off. It's just one after another after another. And again, if you've seen the video clip of the defensive play that he made, it is one of the great plays that I've ever seen by a defensive back. Wait till you check it out. Jaguars on Twitter has it if you do want to take a look. But again, another really good practice for him. Let's get to one other quote here, or one other bit from Liam Cohen. Then we'll wrap this up with the Jaguars. But let's play number 7. Again, Liam Cohen is obviously watched Travis Hunter throughout. We have yet to see him. We haven't had an opportunity to see Hunter on defense. We've only seen him on offense. And I think anyone who is out there and has been at all of these practices would agree that whether it was rookie minicamp or the 3 OTAs, yesterday was no doubt the best overall day for the first-round draft pick. Liam Cohen, however, was asked about Trevor Hunter on defense.
Well, Milo came up to me after practice and said, can we have him more? And so that's a good thing, right? We were in the red area on Friday and didn't end up making any plays on the ball, but just the movement skills and some of the man coverages, the feel and zone, you can definitely see how natural it is for him. Still learning, still growing, still trying to learn the calls as much as possible. But when you see him just in the actual 7-on and team setting, he doesn't look out of place by any means.
So Milo, he came out and said that, obviously defensive back coach and wanting the opportunity, which I love. You want to see him. That's your job. You're a defensive-minded coach. You want to see what he can do defensively. And, that entire secondary, it feels like it's improved. And, I'm going to be careful on the Buster Brown stuff. Because last year, I honestly did feel that the best member of the secondary during camp was Christian Braswell. And he didn't even make the roster. He was a practice squad guy. He's still around. But, there's 2 spots that are open. Right now, the only certainty that we know in the secondary, once they are in their base defense, is Eric Murray as a safety and Tyson Campbell as a corner. The second cornerback position is open. The second safety position is open. Does it go to Darnell Savage? Savage wasn't there yesterday. Him and Anton Harrison both missed voluntary workouts. I know Cohen was asked about Harrison, said that he was ill. Was not asked about Darnell Savage. But if you look at the safety position, next to Eric Murray. You've got the veteran in Savage. You've got the rookie in Caleb Ransaw. You've got Daniel Thomas, which I don't ever think is going to work defensively. He is a special teamers player only. You got Dewey. You still have Antonio Johnson. And you got Ray Lane, who I think is another real added part of your arsenal in special teams. Haven't seen any special teams kickoffs, anything like that, but we know that Ray Lane with the Naval Academy was a gunner. And, they lost Tim Jones. So there's a spot open as a gunner. And, not seeing it, not knowing it, I just think that you have to consider that. I keep getting asked about Hunter, and when they set this roster, are they going to cut a DB or are they going to cut a wide receiver? I think it's real simple. In my opinion, it's going to come down to once you get to, a sixth wide receiver or, maybe a seventh defensive back, no matter what it is as far as the numbers, it's going to come down to who can really help you on special teams. I mean, if you have to go to your sixth DB in a game, that's scary. If you have to go to your or seventh DB in a game, that's scary. If you have to go to your sixth wide receiver and have them get reps like this team had to do a year ago when Trammell came in and Tim Jones got reps. I mean, that's scary. It is. You want guys like that to be there for special teams only. At least that's the way I've always looked at this. 3800 Rick, can you talk about the fumble at least twice a week? How can you say that we're a better team with him on it? I guess you're talking about ETM. I guess that you're talking about his fumble last year in Miami, right? Week 1? A game-changing fumble. Yeah. I read this week somewhere, I wish I wrote it down, that he has one fumble in his last 900 touches, Travis Etienne. Okay? He's a durable back. He is a guy that hangs on to the football. But the fumble, going in against Miami was a game changer. That was actually, I'm going to bring it to us at some point because, I always go crazy about how this team starts so slow. 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. And I was looking at Miami where they had some success. I mean, they were up, 14-0 against Miami, but they went 3 and out to begin the game. And I was going to kind of go through that exercise, just look at all 17 games a year ago and see what they did on their very first drive. So, yeah, I mean, 3,800 says that. Again, there appears to be no in-between with ETN. You're either in and you believe he helps this football team, or you are out and you want to see him get moved. Just be a little, let's be honest here. And I know Bucky Irvin a year ago certainly helped out this football team. But let me pull this up before the break. Helped the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, fourth year as a rookie. If you get rid of ETN, let's look at running back numbers from a year ago. You have Tank Bigsby, who got 168 carries last season. So what does he have? He has 218 carries in his career. He's your go-to. And 2 rookies. The Ernest Johnson's no longer here. Keelan Robinson, I don't think he's going to make the team. He's just too small. So you're talking about Tank Bigsby with 218 carries, a 3rd-round pick and a 7th-round pick, who have never played in an NFL game. That absolutely would have to be, by a long stretch, the youngest and the least experience as far as touches of any running back situation in the NFL. And remember, Remember the point of emphasis. Everything that's been said by Liam Cohen, try to take pressure off Trevor Lawrence. Don't kid yourself. The number one factor for that, even more important than pass protection by the offensive line, is being able to run the ball. If you can run the ball, if you can have down and distance and have that clock ticking and your defense on the sideline, and you can rush the football, everything has an opportunity to change. This team hasn't been able to do that. I'm surprised that outside of the fumble, which I get, I'm surprised people are really down on ETN. There's been no holes. I understand his yards per carry have gone down significantly. And I also get that 1,000 yards nowadays in the NFL really isn't a huge accomplishment, the way that it once was. What do you have to average? 60 some odd yards a game if you play 17? But it's nowhere near all his fault. Again, it seems like we protect Trevor and we give 4 or 5 reasons why Trevor has been underwhelming. Yet you get to ETN, it's like, no, I don't want to hear an excuse. The offensive line has sucked. There's been no holes for Travis Etienne. So be careful with what you wish here. Going with what would be the most inexperienced backfield in pro football if you go to Tank Bigsby with 218 carries and 2 rookies. That's just scary to me. Another reason why, absolutely, Travis Etienne needs to be a part of this football team. All right. When we come back, let's get you involved in the program. Let's do that. Getting a ton of stuff that's rolling in tonight. A lot of questions, like that one right there from the 3800. That was actually not a question. That was more of a point by 3800. But you can make a point, right? Just go to YouTube, 1010XL into the night. Or you can join us on the text line. That number is 641-1010, and it's brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures.
Jaguar football starts here.
Take care of the ball. Both hands on the rock.
We are live at the stadium with breaking Jaguars news. 1010XL.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. By now, everyone has heard about saving money on their energy bills. There are all sorts of things you can do to cut energy costs, but most people don't think about their windows.
But Window World knows that the biggest energy loss in almost every home is the windows. There is more energy loss from old builder-grade windows than just about anything else in your home.
You can upgrade your heating and air, your appliances. That's good too. But before you do all that, upgrade your windows to Window World's energy-efficient windows.
Window World's windows are easy to clean, energy-efficient, and have the best guarantee in the business.
Window World's slogan is simply the best for less, and we mean it. You get great American-made windows, and you get to keep more of your money when you buy from Window World. Need any more reasons to buy your windows from Window World? Call them today and set up your free in-home estimate, or go online to windowworldneflorida.com.
Window World, simply the best for less.
Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
Oh, no. No.
You okay in there?
Toilet's backed up. It won't flush.
Okay, I'll call the pros.
The tank isn't filling. The handle does nothing. Run for your life.
Don't be so dramatic. Duck Rooter will fix it.
For any plumbing issue, call Duck Rooter, your local plumbing professionals and proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. DuckDuckRooter.com.
When you're stuck, call the Duck. 904-862-6769.
The 2025 season schedule has dropped, and single-game tickets are on sale now. Be at the bank to watch Travis Hunter, Trevor Lawrence, and the Jaguars take on the biggest names in the NFL. Don't miss your favorite matchup and secure your tickets now by visiting Jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. See you this fall, Jags fans.
Yes, sir. That's the best decision.
I love it.
Tired of wrestling with your shower curtain like it's a fight for the last slice of pizza? Ditch the drama and say hello to a smooth, stylish glass shower enclosure from Baker Glass. Wago Glass is clean, elegant, and makes your bathroom look huge and brighter. Give your shower a makeover and feel like you're in a spa without the price tag. I'm Mac at Baker Glass. Call me and get ready to love your new shower. Let's make your shower great again. Remember, Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On June 3rd, 2012, Tiger Woods claims his 73rd PGA Tour victory at the Memorial Tournament, equaling Jack Nicklaus' record.
Listen all day as 1010XL gives you news, notes, and analysis of organized team activities as they get ready for the upcoming season. Our coverage of OTAs is hoisted by Heroes Lawn Care and Hurricane Grill and Wings.
The peace lily is so last year. Hey, has anyone worked with fiddlenecks?
Shelby's popular flower shop is in full bloom.
We just got a request for an arrangement that evokes air. Who's up for that challenge? No?
She needs to hire a floral designer to nip foliage faux pas in the bud.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our advanced matching helps find talented candidates so you can connect with them fast. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Love is in the air. Beards Diamonds. Listen up, couples. Got you a great offer. Hicken here. For a limited time, buy one, get one free on all wedding bands. That's right. When you buy his wedding band, get hers free. Buy hers, get his free. Save up to $10,000, man. Are you about to get married? Been married for years, thinking it's time for an upgrade? Don't miss the deal of the year on the ultimate symbol of love. Beards has hundreds of bands, top designers, white gold, yellow gold, rose gold, titanium, platinum, plain bands, channel set bands. You get the idea. Nobody has a bigger or better selection of wedding bands than Beards. So get to Beards now. Find the wedding band that reflects your style and your personality. Buy one, get the second one free. The big box corporate jewelry stores can't or won't do this, but Beards can. And it's happening through June 23rd. Buy one wedding band, get the second one free. Don't miss this opportunity to celebrate your eternal love with the eternal symbol. For a limited time, buy one, get one free on all wedding bands. That's right. When you buy his wedding band, get hers free. Buy hers, get his free. Shop local. Beards Diamonds at the St. John's Town
This is Tony
Center.
from Tony D's. Are you looking for a great slice of pizza? Well, we have about 12 varieties. Most places won't have slices of pizza after lunch. At Tony D's, you can get a slice all day. It's always fresh at Tony D's Pizza. Bay Meadows and 295.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The Super Regionals begin on Friday in college baseball. Congratulations to Florida State. They are part of the Final 16. You got to go to Corvallis. Got to win out at Oregon State. Right now, Oregon State a small favorite, minus 125 to the dollar. That'll be at 6 o'clock on Friday. Also on Friday, Arizona at North Carolina. That in Chapel Hill. Miami goes to Louisville in Louisville. The Canes will play at 3 o'clock. I want to say the Canes been it with the least amount of wins, 34-25 on the year. Yet they are in the Final 16. Coastal Carolina at Auburn. Saturday, those four teams all play again, and there are four additional matchups. Murray State at Duke in Durham. West Virginia at LSU. That'll be in Baton Rouge. Tennessee at Arkansas. That's in Fayetteville. And UTSA at UCLA. That is in Los Angeles. The odds, right now, LSU 5-2. It's plus 350. Meaning you lay down $100, you win $350 if LSU wins it. Plus 400 for Arkansas, plus 500 for Tennessee, plus 700 for North Carolina. A grand 10-1 odds for Auburn and Oregon State. Florida State 12-1 odds. If you're a Seminole fan right now, you lay $100 on Florida State to win the national championship. You get back $1,200. Coastal Carolina 14-1, UCLA 16-1, Duke 18-1, Louisville 25-1. Wow, UTSA and Arizona and Miami all 35-1. West Virginia 50-1 at Murray State 125-1. You know, I've had a lot of people ask me about Kevin O'Sullivan and what he did dressing down everyone involved. A couple of days ago, before Florida lost, they changed the time. They moved it back or they moved it back, an hour from high noon to a 1 o'clock start. Here's where I am with this, okay? It was classless. It was a terrible look for him and the university, but I don't care. I'm all about winning and winning at all costs, okay? Urban Meyer did that crap. He dressed down Jeremy Fowler during a practice. Nick Saban did it. Bobby Knight. I don't care. Now, he probably would have been better served not dropping an F-bomb every third word. Fine him. And I know he's apologized, and I know your athletic director has apologized, but winning is all that matters to me. And it's you against everyone else. Again, look how bad this former organization was when Trevor Lawrence was concussed. D'Amico Ryans in Houston, Nick Cesario in Houston, even though they were 100% wrong, they said, screw it. They said, watch this. It's us against everyone else. And they did such a better job defending a player who was 100% wrong in Aziz. And look at what this former organization did. They turtled. Doug Peterson telling us he's going to have a conversation with Jarian Jones. I mean, are you kidding me? So say what you want about Kevin O'Sullivan. I know he's got a checkered past, and there's all sorts of things that are said about him, and some really, 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 really bizarre set of circumstances. And I don't know what to believe and what not to believe, but I'm not going to talk about it on the radio, okay, going back years ago. This thing right here, it's a bad look. But who cares? Guys won a national title. I'd rather win a national title and have a guy who wants to win the way that he wants to win. The late Mike Martin is one of the nicest. If Bobby Bowden wasn't there, it almost hurt Mike Martin because Mike Martin was almost like Bobby Bowden. One of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. Would never talk like that. He also didn't win. Florida State's also 0 for 24 lifetime at the College World Series. Give me a guy who everyone can hate. Give me a guy that everyone can make fun of, but wins. I'll take that in a heartbeat over the nice guy. What Tom Walter did, wow. At Wake Forest, what an idiot. Again, he's offered up an apology. If you missed it, he was caught on camera with a anti-gay slur that was so obvious and just so dumbfounded that anyone would do something like that today, okay? I mean, especially today. And, I was thinking about it. I think sports, and maybe being an actor, or obviously being a musician, but that's it. If what Tom Walter said in 99.9% of the businesses that we are a part of, if you used that term, you would no longer be working for that company. Yet in sports, it's a slap in the wrist. Musicians, slap in the wrist. Actors, slap on the wrist. I think those are really the only professions. I think politically speaking, you get chased. I think anything else, you would be shown the door, deservedly so. But, I mean, what? Kevin Sullivan was an idiot, again, but he's a winner. And I'm going to take that over the nice guy. Tom Walter, what he did as the manager of Wake Forest, there's no excuse for it. I'm sure a lot of people are clamoring for his job right now. Apparently, he's going to survive it. We shall see. So that's what's going on in the world of college baseball. Some pretty good stuff going on, and it's been a return to old school baseball. It seems like there's been a lot of angst in the tournament, as we went from 64 to 16. A lot of violence, a lot of that verbally speaking. But anyway, down to 16. 24-13 Ballou, just so I can say I told you so. Etienne is made for this offense. He stays healthy. He'll have well over 1,000 yards. I hope so. I don't know if he'll have 1,000 on the ground like he did in consecutive years. I still think Tank's going to get the majority of the carries, but I could see him with, 500-600 yards rushing and maybe as many yards receiving. Yes. This Liam Cohen offense is huge with the screen game. It's not going to be just the dump down screens that we had seen recently. I think you're going to see design screens where the play that is called is a screen. So that'll be interesting. But, the learning process for the Jaguars, this is really, you talk about a turnaround. I read it over the weekend somewhere, and then I went back and did it today. But I have now, and with the transactions that they have made, today they brought back Dawuane Smoot. They also brought in Trenton Irwin, who is a wide receiver. So I have unofficially 44 of the 90 players as new members of this football team. Nearly 50%. Think about that. You've now brought in 13 free agents. I guess you can say 14 with Irwin. I'll have to look back and see where, he is labeled. So 13 or 14 free agents, 9 draft picks. The Jaguars signed more undrafted rookie free agents than any of the 32 teams in the NFL. 22 of them. You add all that up, it's either 44 or 45. Again, I need to get clarification on Irwin and also the release of David White Jr., what that does as far as the transaction. But it's either 44 of the 90 or 45 of the 90 in a totally new staff. That is where Jacksonville is at this point. So, it is crucial right now as far as the learning process that is going on. There's no doubt. Half your roster is brand new with a coaching staff. And we remember that this organization did not bring back any of their unrestricted free agents. Not one. And it's another testament to how you have to start all over again. There was no faith in this roster. You didn't bring back one unrestricted free agent. You only brought back one free agent at all. That's restricted free agent Cole Van Lanner. I was just kind of looking ahead at free agents next year. Buster Brown having a great camp, right? Well, every year we talk about guys who have great camps. How well is he going to play during the season? Right now, is it a 25% chance that he resigns? If he's so good, he may outprice the market. Again, you just look at Buster Brown right now and you say, maybe, but probably not. Who else? Okay. Chad Muma? Hell no. Luke Fortner? Hell no. John Walford? Maybe. Boy, that whole backup quarterback situation here in Jacksonville is a little bit unsettling for me. I've always been one of those who subscribes to the theory that if you have to play a backup at quarterback, you're done anyway. But it'd be nice to have a guy with a ton of starts, right? A guy like a Minshew, a guy like a Tyrod Taylor, just someone who has a lot of experience in this league as a backup, and you do not have this on the roster. Daniel Thomas, all of a sudden he becomes a fairly pricey special teams player. They've already redone him for a couple of years. So what's he, 6 years in the league now? You can get cheaper special teams guys. You can get rookie undrafted free agents. Devin Lloyd. No, not going to work, right? Travis Etienne. No. Dewey. I know that you people love him. But another year in the league, a guy that I just don't think helps you defensively. I think he does with special teams. But, I mean, if Dewey's in as a safety, man, that to me, that is a red flag. Dawuane Brown. Yeah, that's scary. Yeah, I hate to say it this way, but I will. You hope he's so good, he outprices this team. And, you know, I'm saying that in a complimentary way, not to be a smartass. You hope he is so good that he's going to get a ton of money elsewhere because this organization is going to say, all right, well, we have Brian Thomas coming up in 2 years, and we have Travis Hunter. You just can't afford to pay another wide receiver the going rate. Fred Johnson, you know, a guy that just brought it. That's really it. You know, honestly, the only free agent to be after this season that I think Jacksonville will sign now that the fifth-year option has been picked up on Trayvon Walker is Logan Cook. Matter of fact, I don't know what they're waiting on. He's one of the best punters in football. Get the deal done with Logan Cook. Get that off his mind. He's a punter. Give him the going rate. Sign him for another 3 or 4 years. Pay the man. You got 28 point whatever million. You need what, 12, 13 of that or whatever it's going to be for Travis Hunter. My understanding today, for what it's worth, Travis Hunter's the only top 10 pick who's yet to sign. And, you know, you can't pay him anymore. You can do some things with the guaranteed money. I also read that article last week about how he could possibly make another $400,000 this year based on that, you know, pay scale of how many plays that you do actually play. And, you know, considering he's going to go both ways, he's going to play more snaps than anyone in the NFL, you would believe, especially any rookie in the NFL. But that's where I'd rank it. If I'm looking at free agents to be, I go Logan Cook far and away, number one. Number two, Dawuane Brown, but you probably can't afford him. Number three, then you just hope that they produce. Okay, that would be Buster Brown or Fred Johnson. All right, if it's Fred Johnson, that means there's problems elsewhere, right? That means there was an issue with Walker Little. But there you go. So, I mean, again, 44 out of 90 players? That is nuts. That's got to be among, and that'd be a tough exercise to pull off. But Jacksonville has to be, if not one, certainly 2 or 3 in the league when it comes to a complete turnaround on your roster. Scary. All right, let's put our final thoughts into this one right here on this Tuesday night. Again, if you want to get on in, 641-1010. Text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. You can also get us on YouTube. Go to 1010XL into the night.
1010XL. One game. 1010XL.
We shut them down because we can.
1010XL.
This is your time.
1010XL.
Denny Thompson here. You got to check out Tyson's Showroom Home Theater with surround sound and comfy theater chairs. You can transform your living room into a cinematic experience. I could stay there to watch all my games. It's that comfortable. Call Tyson today and bring the theater experience home. Tyson Sound and Security, your security, home theater, and home automation experts. New showroom at 3555 U.S. Highway 17 in Fleming, Iowa.
Jacksonville, you know a good defense wins games, and a good fence protects your home. Frank Frangie here. Coil Fencing has been around the block since 1927. Literally, they probably fenced it too. From tough chain link to sleek aluminum fences your HOA will love, Coil is the name to trust. Nearly a century strong and still standing tall. Call Coil today. You can trust them. Call 904-356-4821 or visit coiljacks.com. That's COYLE Jacks.com.
My son had a meniscus surgery a couple years ago. Went smooth as silk. Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. Was playing tennis in 2 weeks. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
David Garrard here. I've had the PRP treatment from Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, and my knees are really doing well. Platelet-rich plasma treatment may be the answer for whatever is hurting you.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Hey, Hickett here for my friends at Zero Res. Gang, vacuuming is not sufficient to maintain the cleanliness and lifespan of your carpet, period. Do not leave deep cleaning to yourself, but do-it-yourself dirt-attracting carpet soaking machines. No. Call on the cleaning freaks from Zero Res. Big summer savings. 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at $129. Take 20% off air duct cleaning as well. Call them, 904-287-5727, and ask for the 1010XL special. Zero Res, spell it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
Fish know where to hide. Captain Kevin knows how to find them.
That's a big one.
Listen for the Wing Power Fishing Forecast Show, brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss and Royal Pest Services.
Thursday nights at 6
on 1010XL AM.
Looking for a great place to enjoy some craft creations and soak up some scenery? Fernandina's Mocama Beer Company is a must-see and must-try. Nassau County knows it. Visitors need to find out about it. Mocama means near the big water where the sun is born. And if you visit their tap room in Fernandina Beach, you'll see how they've mastered equal parts precision and art in creating great flavors from IPAs to Pilsners, lagers, and sours, plus plenty more. Mocama.com, Mocama Beer Company. Start an adventure and find them in Fernandina.
Here's your 1010XL community calendar of local events and nonprofit groups helping people here at home.
You can help Micah's Place support domestic violence victims by playing in the Par for a Purpose golf tournament June 20th at the stunning Golf Club of Amelia Island. Register at micahsplace.org/golf.
City Rescue Mission provides life-changing support for the homeless. Find ways to get involved at crmjax.org.
If you could benefit from a grief and loss support group, call Haven Hospice at 279-1677.
You have healing power. Even writing a letter or volunteering can help heal a veteran. Find out more at healvets.org.
The Hometown for Heroes Home Buyers Program helps you get your down payment and closing costs paid. Call to learn more. 574-7180.
You can find out how to share your community event at 1010XL.com.
Need cash? Beaches Jewelry and Pawn has cash, and they're ready to buy guitars, surfboards, jewelry, firearms, tools, and especially gold. And gold market prices are at a record high. Get cash on the spot at Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jacks Beach.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, pal. Pretty nice weather we're having, huh?
You think this is nice?
I mean, it's sunny, warm. We do live in Florida.
It's not all upside, Jason. Warm weather comes, so all the cool people hit the beach. My old air conditioner craps out, so it's 1,000 degrees inside, and I'm stuck on a video call in my underpants trying not to sweat through my...
Wait. Put these sunglasses on.
I'm not going to put on your...
Whoa. The air conditioning experts at Bueller Air and Plumbing can keep your home office cool and comfortable all summer long. You look good in your meeting, impress the big guy with your cool confidence, maybe finally make assistant deputy regional manager.
Wow, air conditioning can do that?
Life moves pretty fast. If you spend all summer worried the weather is going to be too nice, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Why does Northeast Florida buy from Arlington Toyota? Because Arlington is the place to go for big selection. I'm talking over 800 vehicles, one location. Plus 60-day exchange. Love it or exchange it within 60 days. Why buy from Arlington? Because right now you can get financing as low as 0% on select new Toyota models and no payments until January 2026. Shop in person on Atlantic Boulevard, just a quarter mile east of 295, or at arlingtontoyota.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
Well, big news, the return of Dawuane Smoot. 23.5 sacks during his career here in Duval. I want to say 6 or 7 years, spent last year in Buffalo. Did have a wrist injury, placed him on the IR. Only 11 games for the Bills, a sack and a half. But we'll see what Dawuane Smoot brings to his football team. I don't think there's any guarantee that he makes the roster. He's going to have to perform well as a defensive end, but certainly always been a really good teammate, really good football player. So we'll see. They also signed Trenton Irwin today, a wide receiver, and they waived wide receiver David White Jr. 38-23 is all pissed at me because of my comments comparing Kevin O'Sullivan and the late Mike Martin. I love Mike Martin. He was so good to me. I started my broadcasting career in Tallahassee. Pat Kennedy, Mike Martin, and Bobby Bowden couldn't have asked for anything better. I did away Florida State baseball games with the late Lee Bowen. Mike Martin was phenomenal. Mike Martin couldn't win the big game. Florida State baseball invented ways to lose the College World Series. He goes on and says he's the all-time winningest coach in the history of college baseball. There'll never even be a close second place, training up, influencing lives. And you want to call that man a loser, you obviously had a different set of standards for being a winner in life. Did I call him a loser? I don't know if I called him a loser. I just said he wasn't a winner. Couldn't win the big game. That's the truth. Gosh, man, people get upset when you tell the truth. Florida State couldn't win. Now, how do you go to a College World Series 24 times and not win? So I just said I do. And he goes on and says, okay, fine, I'll buy you an Aaron Hernandez jersey. Love arguing with people like you. I really do. It's always a pleasure. Where's the one that here's one I didn't know, Dylan. Maybe you did. The 37-25. We're just talking about how top 10 picks, the only one who has yet to sign is Travis Hunter. The 37-25 says, until Travis signs, NFL Shop can't ship shirts with his name. The 37-25 has a shirt for his 11-year-old grandson, which remains on hold. I didn't know that. I didn't know you couldn't ship a jersey until you actually signed the contract.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing either. I guess that is a kind of a big deal then. Well, I mean, and how was wasn't he the number one selling jersey?
Yeah, but I guess they just haven't shipped them.
Okay, that makes sense, yeah.
The NFL's creative in the fact that they're gonna accept your cash and you know, stick it away somewhere in their portfolio to gain interest and everything else, but you're not going to get that jersey until he signs the dotted line. So that is according to the 37-25. 96-94. But I think Tootin will be the RB2 spot, but what do I know? Hey, you could absolutely be onto something, okay? I want to believe that Tootin's going to be a big-time player here for the next 4 years. He has no experience, right? Look at when Tank came in his rookie season. It was a lost season for him. Look at what happened to Travis Etienne in his rookie season. A Liz Frank injury. So those are 2 rookie years that were lost. I know that as opposed to thinking that way, there's more of, well, look at Liam Cohen did last year with the 4th-round selection in Bucky Irvin, and that is what more and more of you do forecast, which is cool. I have absolutely no problem with that issue. And, you know, we saw we read the piece by Mike Silver at The Athletic, you know, about R.J. Harvey. You know, R.J. Harvey, there's no doubt that Liam Cohen wanted the running back as early as then. But, you know, they were forced to make some changes with the Travis Hunter selection. You know, you had to give up more value. But, yeah, I mean, you go back and you read that article by Mike Silver, there's no doubt. So, you know, I love that. I do, because running the football is absolutely crucial. It just is. I mean, there hasn't been a lot of teams recently that have had success not being able to run the football. The New England Patriots is the one glaring example, right? They just rotated backs, and you know, that screen game there in New England with Tom Brady was almost we're going to run, half of our rushing yards are actually going to come from the way that Tom Brady feeds the football to his running backs. Mahomes has had some success, but not huge success. I don't know if
By the way, I had someone just call me. They said you can't get his jersey, so I don't know what the issue is because he said he's already gotten a jersey from Travis Hunter.
The 2413 is echoing this. He says, wrong, fake news. My Hunter jersey from Football Fanatics, the official jersey, arrived last week. Well, we gotta get this info to the grandpop here, whose 11-year-old grandson is waiting on this jersey. As I said, I was surprised to hear this. I'd never heard anything like this ever before. And we'll see. So we're getting conflicting reports on that. I said, really? He said, well, they told me in the info shop. He said, my card not charged. Okay. We'll see. 35-25. Let's wrap with this. Blue here on return to some players. I can feel a breakout season. Tell me what you think. Eric Armstead back to his natural position. Anything would be better than last year. I'm already on record. It's upset some people. I think Eric Armstead is going to go 180. I think he's going to have a complete turnaround from a year ago. Again, they just went out and got Dawuane Smoot today, another edge. They have not addressed veterans at the defensive tackle position, the interior defensive line. I mean, you're holding your hat right now on three guys. And one's a second-year pick in Mason Smith. It's Devon Hamilton, and it's Eric Armstead. I want to agree with that. Travis Etienne, more designs to get him in the open field. Absolutely. Screen game. I would like to say you're spot on with that. Josh Hines-Allen, the weight made him so slow, keeps one of your best players on the field. Even in a down year, and I know that upsets some people because there was no interior push. He still had 63 pressures last year. Josh Hines-Allen was 16th overall in the pass rush win rate a year ago. His goals yesterday were inspiring. NFL Defensive Player of the Year. That's what he said. Foye, again, keeping one of the best on the field, should see numbers back up. Hey, what is Anthony Campanelli known for? He's known for his linebacker coaching. And you look at what the Green Bay Packers did, the improvement, including with the rookie linebacker, just how dynamic they were a season ago in Green Bay. I think that, Foye, Ventrell Miller, and Devin Lloyd, I really like what those three give you against the run. I think pass coverage leaves a little bit to be desired, but I like them against the run. And then Lawrence, better play design, no press. Taylor, that's what it's all about. You fix him, you win games. Not, then it's a problem once again. That is it. We are out of here. We'll be back tomorrow night, Wednesday, 6 to 8. Plenty of Jaguars talk on Wednesday. And then on Thursday morning, first thing, we'll have another Jaguars OTA. So I'll have an interview coming up. I'll have plenty of analysis. It's going to be a great week. No question about that. Hacker is off. He'll be back next week as well. Thank you to Jaguars tight end Brenton Strange. Thank you to Dylan Denmark. Again, I'm Rick Ballou. We'll talk Wednesday night from 6 to 8 right here on your home of the Jags.